Welcome to the Nuclear Talk Show. I'm your host, a player named Jeff. We're going to be talking about nuclear submarines today, what they are, who has them, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of them. As of July 2009, 6 countries had nuclear subs: the USA, the UK, China, Russia, India, and France. However, the Brazilian Navy is also planning to institute a program that will add nuclear submarines to their arsenal. Nuclear subs are part of the so-called nuclear triad that many large and powerful countries have. The nuclear triad includes strategic bombers, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and submarine-launched ballistic missiles. What's scary is that the SLMB, or submarine-launched ballistic missiles, can hit any location of the world from a completely undetectable platform that can be moved around secretly, and it will. They can hit anywhere in the world in much less time than a strategic bomber or an intercontinental ballistic missile can. However, there is a disadvantage to nuclear submarines. Nuclear submarines need to cool the reactor even when the submarine is not moving, and the reactor output heat is dissipated into the seawater. This leaves a so-called thermal wake, which anybody can trace using thermal imaging systems. Another problem is the reactor is always running, creating steam noise, which can be heard on sonar. However, a conventional submarine can move about on almost silent electric motors. The first nuclear submarine was the USS Nautilus. It was commissioned in September of 1954, and it even went under the North Pole. The father of the nuclear submarine was Harmon G. Rickover. He was born in Russia, but raised in Chicago. He pretty much pioneered the nuclear submarine program. But after the nuclear subs took off, he felt kind of bad about what he had done to the world. So he went on to supervise plans for harnessing nuclear energy for more peaceful purposes. However, Rickover was a controversial figure because of his outspoken and even abrasive demeanor and his single-minded insistence on the development of nuclear power. However, nuclear submarines are also pretty dangerous. Many have exploded, and all the ones that have exploded have been Russian nuclear subs. There have been many other accidents from all 6 of the countries that have nuclear subs, but many of those accidents could have happened to any submarine, not specifically a nuclear one. And even 2 sub-accidents had over 100 deaths. It's very sad. In summary, nuclear submarines are completely free of air, and the only reason that these submarines surface is due to a need for consumables, like food. They never need to be refueled, and conventional subs need to surface every couple of days at slow speeds, and every couple of hours at high speeds, which makes nuclear subs able to stay under for much longer. However, nuclear subs are very expensive, and only a few very powerful countries can afford them, so we won't be seeing very many of them. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, a player named Jeff.